Dirk Witte music store in Utrecht, the Netherlands. And today we are taking a look at a very cool little vintage Gibson acoustic. A Gibson LG-1 from the year 1964 in its original sunburst finish without a pickguard. That's kind of interesting. It used to have a pickguard because there is an outline, but I think that the original owner, when he or she first bought it, he just removed it right away because you do not have any discoloration in the finish, but you do see a faint outline of that pickguard. But yeah, resulting in this rather unique look, also kind of a cool look. And yeah, an LG-1. We've covered a couple of LG-1s in the last couple of months, I believe 3 maybe. And also one from 1964 or 1965. I think it was actually 1965. So it kind of shares those exact same specs, which are the following. Obviously, this is from the LG line. First and foremost, you used to have the LG-0, LG-1, LG-2, and LG-3. And kind of think of it as that the LG-0 is the most basic one, and then the LG-3 is the most high quality one, or like the one with the most high quality specs, if you will, which then means that the LG-1 is kind of like a level 2. So we do get an all solid wood construction, but how this then differs from like the LG-2 and the LG-3 is that the LG-2 and the LG-3 get X bracing underneath the top, whereas the LG-1 gets ladder bracing. So you just get a little bit of a different tone of character, a little bit less low end, but it would be wrong to kind of like think of it as this being worse, because it is not. It is just a little bit different thanks to that ladder bracing. And then another difference, I believe, is that the LG-3 is then natural and the LG-2 is sunburst. So in that sense, I believe that those two are like the same. Then the LG-0 would get like a mahogany top, whereas this one gets spruce. So yeah, very cool little guitar. Let's dive into the further specs. Like I said, solid spruce top and then solid mahogany back and sides. So Sitka spruce on the top. And also then with some single ply white binding, or like what used to be white because of the lacquer discoloration. This has definitely kind of like turned yellow. Very cool look on around the top as well as on the back. And then again, like I said, got ladder bracing underneath. And it is kind of like, the body style is kind of like a shrunken down J45 in a way. So it's kind of like a slope shoulder type of a style, but a little bit smaller, so it just gets a very cool sound from that. Definitely just a unique tone of its own. Very cool guitar. Obviously then got the original sunburst finish on the top, and it is actually in a very nice shape. You do got some wear, obviously this being from 1964. It is very old, but nothing like all too major, but like the wear patterns or the wear spots that you do see are a little bit less subtle. So like here on the top, you've got this pretty obvious scratch going on. And then also here on the side, you've got a little bit of a bust, but the back is actually in a very, very nice shape. Like, only thing that you can see is just some minor scratches, but nothing major. So we can definitely tell. So overall, just a very, very nice condition. Also then got a little bit of a ding over here on the bottom. And the neck is also actually in a very nice shape. So just actually overall in a very cool, very nice shape. It is not fully original. The bridge has actually been replaced. I'm guessing that this originally came with a bridge that was made out of plastic, which was how a lot of guitars, acoustic guitars, came in the early 60s, with a plastic bridge with then the adjustable saddle, which was then also made out of a synthetic material like micarta or something. Not bone at least, but what is then also quite common to see is that these acoustics from those days would then get replaced bridges, which is also the case with this LG-1. So this has been replaced for a real rosewood bridge with a real bone saddle. Got these black bridge pins. You do got some tooling marks, unfortunately, kind of like on the top over there, or like above the bridge. So That is not the most clean job, but I mean, it is nothing like all too major. It's kind of like just part of the story. Like, to me personally, it wouldn't probably be all that much of a bother, but it is good to know. What's also good to know is that this saddle is quite low. There is not a lot of room left, so if you do decide to purchase this very cool LG-1, do know that a neck reset in the coming years is likely, because hopefully you can see that that saddle is pretty much at its end. Maybe you can shave it down just a little bit more, but after that it is either shave the bridge down, so the rosewood, or get a neck reset. But either way, yeah, good to know, and just wanted to put that out there. Moving on to the neck, got a mahogany neck with a rosewood fingerboard with just your pearloid dot inlays. Neck profile is actually quite medium sized, so not too big, not too thin. Actually, well, maybe a little bit more chunky than like medium sized, but just overall just very nice feeling, very accessible. Like, I think that most people would just really like playing this neck. It just feels really nice, and the neck is actually also in just a very nice shape, as well as the frets. Could very well be that this has had a refret at some point, which is actually kind of like a good thing, because these are actually in a very nice shape, so you get a lot of miles left in them. You do got some wear spots over here on like the 3rd fret as well as the 4th fret in the lacquer, but nothing major. As well as on the back also a little bit of wear, but also nothing major. Got a bone nut, also in a very nice shape, and then your Gibson decal on the front of the headstock, also totally intact, and the headstock itself is also just in a very nice shape, like no major dings or nicks. So that is also very nice to see. And then on the back, got the 3 in a row Clusen tuners with the plastic tips, also very classic, and also with your blank truss rod cover. And then last thing to mention, it also comes with a hard shell case, which is actually a gilt hard shell case, also probably from the 1960s, so it's actually quite cool of a case to have. Obviously not the correct brand, but a very cool and rare case to have that included, which is also actually in just a very nice condition, so it just does the job really well. So all in all, very cool little LG-1. We really like those here. We have had a few of them. We actually also have one from 1948, which is still also available at the time of filming, and they really do have a tonal character of their own. They are not like a Martin single O or a Martin double O. They are not a J45, not even like in the sound, as in that they are like a smaller J45. They just really have their own thing, and then also with that ladder bracing on the LG-1, you just really get a unique beast in and of itself. So very cool guitar, plays and sounds great. So let's move on to that part and hear what it sounds like. But first, if you're interested in this 1964 Gibson LG-1, be sure to head over to the links in the description for further details. If you enjoyed this demo, be sure to like the video and to subscribe to the channel for more cool weekly demos of cool acoustic guitars like these, or cool electric guitars, bass guitars even, all of that really cool stuff. Also be sure to like us and to follow us on our socials, Instagram and Facebook. Links are also in the description. With all that being said, let's hear what this 1964 Gibson LG-1 sounds like. I'm going to be playing you some chords and then some finger style, so that you can get a good impression of what this really sweet little Gibson LG-1 from 1964 sounds like. So let's move on to that part and let's take it for a spin.